Have you ever felt like your failures are holding you back? Well, what if I told you that your failures are your greatest asset? That's right, your greatest asset. And we're not talking about the usual, oh, take your failures in a herb and fix them, adapt, and make them successful. No, I'm talking about your actual failures in the state that they are. Today on the Random Podcast, we're going to talk about four companies, four products and services that failed and made billions. They didn't change the product, they didn't improve it. They were failures and made billions. We're going to talk about how they did it, and I'm going to tell you how you can do it. Let's get ready. Let's go on this ride. Okay, now remember what I said. We're talking about four companies, and we're going to talk about three different things that they did in order to become prosperous, to make these billions. They failed. They failed. I'm going to tell you what they created was a failure, but they did three things that allowed them to make billions of dollars. And you're going to be surprised for who they are. We're going to start off with the big kahuna right out the gate. Boom, right here. YouTube. Yes, I'm on YouTube talking to you. You use YouTube because you're watching it. YouTube was a failure to begin with. How was it a failure? YouTube was initially started, I believe it was around 2005, as a dating website. Okay, a dating website where people can put up videos about, I like to walk dogs, and I like this, and I like that, right? But it didn't work. They even offered to pay young ladies 20 to $30 to upload videos. Didn't work. They got the hint real quick. In a couple of weeks or so, they decided, you know what? This ain't working. We failed. Let's just open up the floodgates and let whoever put up videos to put up videos. And voila, they started noticing people putting up videos. Aha. Sometimes what we think is the smart ideal, what we think is the golden nugget, tends to be the thing that could be holding us back. Okay, okay. The next one is trippy too. Okay. Bubble wrap. Bubble wrap. I would have never thought, like, how is that a failure? I mean, it's the greatest thing in the world, right? Especially when you're moving. Well, bubble wrap was initially created in 1957 to be wallpaper, texturized wallpaper. Can you believe that? And that failed miserably. Then they turned around and tried to make it could insulate the greenhouses, right? And again, failure. So they failed twice with the same product. But what happened in about 1959, 1960 was a company called what? IBM that was pushing out new computers. And they decided to use this bubble wrap to protect their computer products. And voila, there you got it. Bubble wrap became big. Look at the amount of money that bubble wrap had. Now, I forgot to mention over there, you seen it on the screen, how much YouTube was. Boof, 400 billion. But bubble wrap ain't doing too bad itself, right? It might be on the smaller end of the billions, but my goodness, this industry is big, all because of a fail. It didn't work the way it was intended to. You see a common theme here. We're going to talk about the things that they did to flip it around. Okay, this one has nothing to do with me. I have hair. This is Rogaine. Oh yeah, Rogaine. See how much it's worth? Oh my goodness. So Rogaine was initially created for high blood pressure. Boy, I would have never thought that in a million years, right? High blood pressure. So what they noticed was that the people that were taking the medicine were starting to have hair grow. And this wasn't the intent for Rogaine, but they said, wait a minute, this looks more successful than our blood pressure medicine. So they observed the derivative, the results of a product that they came out with their intentions of high blood pressure. And they came up with a whole new product. And look at how much it's worth. My God. So they weren't very successful with it being high blood pressure medicine, even though they was making some coins. And they flipped it according to something else that they seen in the market and what it could do. Wow. This much money, I wouldn't have felt like that. Okay, this last one, just in case you forget, I'm going to give you a post-it note. Bam, right there, post-it note. Post-it notes were a failure. Wow. Okay, 3M chemists way back in the days came up with this sticky cohesive thin paper that he called, press and peel, and it went nowhere. Okay. And then they try to revitalize it later on, about a decade later, and did marketing and released it only like 4 or so cities. And again, failure. Okay. Twice there it failed, right? They quite didn't know what to do with it. And someone actually looked at how it would be better marketed for, people making notes, could they start doing it around, the office, writing little notes on it. So that's why they call it post-it notes, right? So they came out with that. And then in the 80s, they blew up and post-it notes became an overnight sensation. Um, what's weird there is that it always was the ability to be successful. It just was the strategy in place. So that leads me to discuss with these 4 different companies, 4 different products that failed. It had nothing to do with the product. It had simply to do with 3 key things. Let's check them out. Okay. 3 things that contributed to these failed products to work. Number 1 was pivoting. This is the willingness to pivot. YouTube did it and Bubble Wrap did it. YouTube came out with a platform for dating, put up your videos. It didn't work out. They figured it out really quick that it wasn't going to be a success. And they made a pivot not based on anything but their gut feeling and what they perceived as being the right direction. Bubble Wrap went from wallpaper to insulation, and those pivots were wrong each time. So if we look at it that way, YouTube was fortunate that the first pivot they did worked. Here with Bubble Wrap, it didn't work. But both of them were willing to pivot. That's step number 1 in any product that you have, whether it's successful or whether it fails. Number 2 is that you have to listen to your market. So your market tells you how to utilize the product. You can't take it personal. You can't get upset. YouTube didn't get upset that the market was telling them that we didn't want to use it as dating. The Bubble Wrap didn't get upset that they were saying, hey, we don't want it as wallpaper. We want it as protective wrap. Now, the last one is actually observing your failures and examining the results. Not necessarily for, oh, how can I improve this product? As everybody tells us, oh, you need to look at how you can improve. No. Observe the derivatives. What did it produce? So 3 things. 1, willing to pivot. 2, listen to the marketplace. 3, observe and pay attention to your failures and their results and be able to build from there. This is how you can take your failed products that you got right now. If you have something that's failed right now, that's not working, do these 3 things with it. You might shake things off and you might be able to make billions off of it rather than trying to reinvent it, thinking something's wrong with it. This is your boy, J.I. I want you to watch these videos, get the information in your head, build yourself up, and hopefully this helped you out. If it did, like, comment, do whatever you wish to kind of support this channel.